This video is for the Scratch project assignment 2 variables. First, you're going to go to scratch.mit.edu and then you're going to click sign in the top right corner. Then from here, it might have your password saved, but either way, it's your first initial, last name, year of graduation, and same password, and then click on sign in. Then from here, to get to your work that you started last class, you're going to click on the folder, and then you should see your project. You're going to click on the See Inside button. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to add an enemy sprite. So we're going to start off just like last time. Option 1 is the easier but less creative option. If you want to do option 2, then fast forward to where you see option 2. So anyway, what we're going to do is you're going to click on the new sprite button, which is this button right here, choose a sprite. So then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to click on a category. So for example, animals, let's see, I'll have a dragon for my enemy. So I'm going to click on the dragon. So now we've got our sprite. And if we want to make it smaller, again, you click on where it says size 100. So for example, I'm going to change it to 50 maybe. There we go. So now my good guy and my bad guy are about the same size. Okay, so then next what we're going to do is option 2, which is the harder, more creative. If you did option 1, then you're going to fast forward to where it says both options. All right, so the other option is to get an enemy from Google Images. So for example, I'm going to search for Plankton from SpongeBob. So we'll do that. And then from here, what you're going to do is click on Images. And then you're going to click on Tools. And then from here, click on Color and choose Transparent. So then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the image that you want and make sure that it has a checkerboard background. You're going to put your pointer on it and then 2-finger click and choose Save Image As. Then click on Save. Next, what we're going to do is click back over to the Scratch tab. We're just going to X out of this little window because it's covering the button we need. And then what you're going to do is click on, or actually just rest your pointer on the Choose a Sprite button, and then you're going to click on the last one, which is Upload Sprite. And then from here, you're going to click on the image you saved and click on Open. And then from here, if you want to change the size, because in this case, he kind of came out really big, again, you've got the option where it says size, and you can shrink it. So for example, Plankton's kind of tiny, so I'm going to type in 25 and hit Enter. And then now he's kind of a more reasonable size. Okay, so now we're going to go to the both options. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to start coding your enemy. So you're going to click on Events and then click and drag a When Flag Clicked block. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to position your enemy where you want him to start. So like, let's say for example, I want my enemy to start like maybe in the corner here, and I want to make sure also that my good guy's not touching my enemy right now. But anyway, so you're going to click and drag your enemy to where you want him to go. Make sure that you have your enemy selected. So you should just have the When Flag clicked at this point. Then you're going to click on Motion. And then from here, you're going to click and drag the Point in Direction block and connect it to the When Flag Clicked. Now, what you want to do is type in a number. If you want your enemy to move diagonally, you would go with like a 45 degrees. So you can actually drag it to where you want it to point to, and that'll give you the angle. So for example, I'm going to have him point 45 degrees, so he's going to be kind of going upward like that. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down a little bit over here in the motion menu. So I'm going to put my pointer back over here and scroll down a little bit. And then I'm going to see where it says, let's see, set rotation style. And you're going to click and drag that to connect to the point in direction. Next, you're going to scroll up over here in the motion menu, and then you're going to click and drag the go to XY button. So this one right here, and connect that to set rotation style. Okay, so then from here, what you're going to do is add a speed variable. So we're going to click on variables right here, and then you're going to click on make a variable, and we're going to type in the word speed and click OK. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to click and drag the set my variable to 0 block to connect to the bottom of the last block right here. Then we're going to click on the drop down arrow where it says my variable, and we're going to choose speed. Then from here, what you're going to do is type a number for the speed. So for example, I'm going to type 10. And if it's too fast or too slow, then you can always change it afterward. Okay, so then next what you're going to do is you're going to click on control. And then from here, you're going to click and drag the forever block, and that's going to connect to the bottom of the last block. Then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to just scroll down a little bit on the left, and then you're going to see a repeat until block, and you're going to click and drag that to go inside the forever block, just like that. So then from here, what you're going to do is add a motion block now. We're going to click on motion. And then from here, you're going to click and drag the move 10 steps block to go inside the repeat block. So now it'll look like this. So kind of right there in the repeat until block. Next, what we're going to do is scroll down over here in the motion menu a bit. And then when you see the if on edge bounce, you're going to click and drag that to go under the move 10 steps block. So just like this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is add a speed variable inside of our move block. So what we're going to do is go ahead and click on the variables button. And then what you're going to do is click and drag the speed block to go in place of the move 10 steps. So you're going to say move speed steps instead. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to add a health variable to our character. So basically what you'll do is you're going to click on your character right here. And then what you'll do is click on make a variable. And then you're going to type in the word health and click OK. So then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag the set health to 0 block to go in between the when flag clicked and forever block. So just like what we see here. Then what you're going to do is you're going to type in 50 right here, or really any number can work, but we're going to do 50. So then next what we're going to do is add an if block to make our character lose health when touching the enemy. So you're going to click on control right here, and then you're going to click and drag an if block to go under the last if block. So like right here. So still inside that forever loop, but under the last if block. So then from here, what you're going to do is add a sensing block to make our character lose health. So you're going to click on sensing. And then from here, what you'll do is you'll click and drag the touching mouse pointer block, and you're going to put it inside the little hexagon. Then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the drop down arrow and then choose the name of your enemy sprite. So that happens to be the dragon. Then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to click on variables, and we're going to make it so that our character would change his health. So essentially losing health. So you're going to click and drag the change health by 1 block to go inside that if block that we just added. And then from here, what you're going to do is type in a negative number. So for example, we'll do change health by -1. And so then what we'll do next is make the game end if your health gets to 0. So you're going to click on control again. And then from here, we're going to click and drag another if block to appear under the last if block. So just like we see here. And then from here, we're going to scroll down just a little bit on the left-hand side. And then we're going to click and drag the stop all button to go inside of the if block that we just added. And then finally what we're going to do is make the game end if your health is equal to 0. So you're going to click on operators and you're going to click and drag the operator with the equal sign to go inside this little hexagon. All right, and then finally, we're going to click on variables right here. And then click and drag the health block to go in the first blank. And then from here, what you're going to do is where it says 50, you're going to type 0. And then the last thing is to click the green flag to test your game. So now what'll happen is if your character gets hit, you'll see right now its health is at 26. I'm just going to purposely touch the dragon, and then if the health gets down to 0, then that's the end of the game. And that's it.